The world of hip-hop has always been shrouded in mystery when it comes to the murders of its two biggest names, but we finally know what happened to them. For years, fans and conspiracy theorists have speculated about who was behind the murders of Tupac and Biggie. Now, a bombshell revelation has come to light. Biggie's own mother, Voletta Wallace, has finally opened up about what she believes happened to her son and Tupac. In a shocking twist, Wallace claims that both rappers were sacrificed in a sinister plot that involved some of the most powerful people in the music industry. In this video, we'll explore Wallace's shocking claims and examine the evidence that supports her theory, so sit back and get ready to be blown away. The story of Biggie and Tupac is one of the most fascinating and mysterious in all of music. Once close friends, the two rappers became bitter enemies after a series of misunderstandings and betrayals. The feud between them reached a fever pitch in the mid-1990s, with both sides exchanging insults and threats in their music. After their record labels got involved, things didn't turn out well. Biggie and Tupac were both fatally shot, but their murders were never solved. Tupac Shakur, a pioneer of West Coast hip-hop, was shot and killed in Las Vegas on September 7, 1996. The Notorious B.I.G., a Brooklyn heavyweight, was shot and killed in a drive-by shooting in Los Angeles 6 months later. Biggie's passing put an end to the West Coast-East Coast, Death Row Records, Bad Boy Records conflict that came to characterize hip-hop's heyday in the 1990s. Now, with Wallace's bombshell revelation, the conspiracy theories have reached a new level of intrigue. According to Wallace, both rappers were sacrificed in a plot that involved some of the biggest names in the music industry. Some believe it was all about money and power, with the record industry eager to cash in on the popularity of these two iconic rappers. Others have suggested a more sinister motive, with some speculating that Biggie and Tupac were targeted because of their involvement in a shadowy world of drugs and organized crime. But Biggie's mother points us in a very different direction. Voletta Wallace, 70, asserts that a conspiracy is preventing justice from being carried out in an interview with the Daily Mail. Wallace reiterates with assurance that the LAPD is to blame, saying, "I have a very good idea who murdered Christopher, and I genuinely believe that the LAPD knows exactly who did too." She adds, "They've done their investigation, but they just refuse to move forward. I don't know why they haven't arrested who was involved. It seems to me that it's one giant conspiracy, and someone is definitely being protected somewhere down the line." From this shocking interview, it is clear that the plan to have two of the biggest names in the hip-hop industry was laid down by people sitting in high places in Washington. Since gang wars and violence were at their peak during the 90s, thanks to the culture that Biggie and Tupac had promoted, maybe the government thought the only way to put an end to it was to cut off the snake's two biggest heads. This disproves the notion that Biggie ordered the killing of Tupac and was subsequently slain by Tupac's crew in revenge. Instead, it shows that the conspiracy to have Tupac and Biggie killed involved the government and powerful show agencies working behind the scenes. This isn't the only person who has corroborated this theory. The person closest to Biggie has also confirmed it. Biggie Smalls was reduced to tears when he found out that his competitor in the rap game, Tupac Shakur, had been brutally murdered in Las Vegas, proving that he wasn't the one who carried out the hit. According to reports, the tragic celebrity's wife, Faith Evans, revealed to the makers of the documentary how the singer called her in shock hours after his former friend had been shot by an unknown assailant and left for dead in September 1996. The new information appears to put an end to the persistent suspicions, which have never been confirmed, that Biggie was involved in some way in the high-profile drive-by killing of Tupac. Faith has only very infrequently opened up about the incident. However, she did break her silence approximately 20 years ago in the midst of unverified rumors that Biggie had promised members of the Crips street gang $1 million to eliminate Tupac. The FBI killed both of the rappers in an effort to reduce the violence that is associated with hip-hop, according to one of the more widely accepted claims. Or Biggie and Tupac are actually alive and well in a small resort town in New Zealand, according to another theory. Both of these hypotheses are among the more absurd assertions, yet both have some evidence to back them up. In line with the belief that Biggie's death was a direct response to Tupac's slaying, the executive of Death Row Records, Suge Knight, was considered a primary suspect in the case. Knight rejected the idea that he had anything to do with Biggie's passing. Together with the FBI, the Los Angeles Police Department, which was under investigation for corruption in connection with the case, came to the conclusion that the investigation into Biggie's murder should be closed. In doing so, they gave up on the 18-month-long case they had been trying to establish against Knight. After another 4 years had passed, the investigation was restarted, supposedly because new information had become available. In 2006, Biggie's mother filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the LAPD for a total of $400 million, but the case was finally thrown out. There are a lot of interesting facts in the FBI files, such as information regarding LAPD officer David A. Mack, a suspect in the case who maintained a shrine to Tupac in his garage, along with guns and ammunition. The files also contain a lot of other juicy details. Other noteworthy nuggets include the allegations made by an informant that Notorious B.I.G. had covert ties to New York City's Genovese crime family. But a new source for the Daily Mail claims that Biggie wasn't even the person who was meant to be hurt. The person who supposedly was with Biggie on the night that he was killed is convinced that the bullets were meant for P. Diddy. There is some truth to that statement, considering the widespread belief among music lovers that the musician formerly known as Puff Daddy was instrumental in the assassination of Tupac Shakur. According to this idea, Sean Combs, who is currently considered to be one of the most powerful living moguls in the hip-hop industry, was only one lucky SUV away from meeting his maker. Whatever the truth may be, the story of Biggie and Tupac continues to captivate fans around the world. And with Wallace's shocking claims, the mystery only deepens. Was the death of two of hip-hop's greatest stars the result of a calculated plot? Or simply a tragic coincidence? Only time will tell. That's it for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you again with more updates on everything. Goodbye!